feel duped and betrayed by the United States. How much has U.S. trust, Congressman, how much has U.S. trust with its allies been compromised?
Well, I think Senator Rubio is at least partly correct that a lot of this is for domestic consumption, that we work very, very closely with our allies on a lot of investigations overseas and elsewhere. I don't think there's a lot of surprises here. Now, it has harmed our relationship. I think it's appropriate that the president and other national security leaders are reaching out to try to repair those relationships. But we have a very, very cooperative relationship, particularly with France, Germany, and Great Britain on all manner of different intelligence to protect our mutual interests, and our mutual interests are very, very large. So I think we'll get past this, but in the short term, there is going to be some fence mending needed to be done.
So it sounds like you're saying that you think that some of the surprise that's being expressed by European Union leaders, some of that is feigned?
Well, I think that you have to deal with your domestic audience and what they think about what's going on and what the leaders of the government know about what's going on. What I know is that we have, as I said, a very cooperative relationship with all of those countries. I served on the Intelligence Committee for a term as a member of the Armed Services Committee. Obviously, we work on a lot of these issues. We've worked together with those nations on a ton of things in our mutual interest, and we will continue to do so.
Meanwhile, we've got the former head of the NSA who feels comfortable giving a phone interview on a high-speed train, but the guy behind him is a reporter tweeting it all out to the world. Quote, Michael Hayden on a cellar giving reporters disparaging quotes about Obama administration. Remember, just refer as former senior admin, and then he uses a clever hashtag here as well. To his credit, Hayden did end up posing for a selfie with Tom Matzey after tweeting after the tweeting a reporter's cover was blown by phone calls that Hayden got informing him that his phone interview was viral on Twitter. Right. The New York Magazine asked Matzey why he did it. And his response, here's his response right here. Quote, I thought the former head of NSA and a retired general attacking the president on background was lame. Staying in a book like everyone else. What's your reaction to that, right, Congressman?
Well, the biggest lesson here is how much things have changed just in the last 5 or 10 years. There's not as much secret information as there used to be, and governments, individuals, everybody who's conducting their business needs to become more aware of the fact that it's painfully easy. I mean, forget about what the government is doing. As you said, a private individual sitting on a train can pick this up, let alone what private hackers can do. Privacy is not what it used to be. And whether you're a government, an individual, a business, no matter who you are, if you are communicating, you need to assume that somebody might be listening and take a different approach. And I think we need to learn that lesson.
Before I let you go here, I want to talk about the Obamacare website problems really quickly. Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius is in Austin, Texas. We just saw her a few moments ago there. Last night, she was at a Phoenix enrollment call center where she acknowledged the flawed rollout. However, when she was asked about the letter that 33 lawmakers sent to President Obama calling for her resignation, this was her response.
The majority of people calling for me to resign, I would say, are people who I don't work for and who do not want this program to work in the first place. I have had frequent conversations with the president, and I've committed to him that my role is to get the program up and running, and we will do just that.
At that sideshow of a House hearing yesterday, contractors all pointed fingers at the White House. They were pointing fingers at each other as well. What should the outcome be here, Congressman?
Well, I mean, it's not surprising that the contractors wouldn't take the blame. They want to get paid. They have a contract. There are legal matters here. Look, there are two things about this. Number one, it is an inexcusable mess up, and it really has to start at the top. It's the Obama administration that was responsible for putting this together, and they're the ones that have to fix it. It is a terrible mistake, but it is fixable. That's the most important thing. The program itself is going to give health insurance to millions of people who don't have it and give us a more efficient and effective healthcare system. And we have to press forward with that. And I think it's also worth noting that when they rolled out the Medicare Part D plan that the Republicans in the House passed, prescription drug benefit, it had all manner of problems as well. The major difference was Democrats at the time, even though we had opposed the plan, supported efforts to fix it, whereas the Republicans across the country, governors, all they want to do is kill it. And you've seen the stories come out that aren't aren't true
Sure.
about the problems. So, you know, it's the law of the land. If we could have people at least try to make it work instead of trying to kill it, that too would help it be more effective.
Congressman Adam Smith of Washington. Congressman, always a pleasure. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank
Folks,
you very much.
we're following some breaking news right now. This is in North Carolina, a live look there. Firefighters are battling a huge fire at the D.H. Griffin Wrecking Company. This is in Greensboro, North Carolina. Police say that the fire itself involves salvaged household appliances. The smoke there can be seen, we're told, from miles away. At this point, firefighters on the scene there say that that fire is contained. There's another look here from the helicopter. You can see those plumes of